Hey guys, welcome to part 1 of the finale of Project Runway. It is the final 4. It's Mondo, Gretchen, Michael, and Andy. They're going to have to each design a collection. They get $9,000, 6 weeks, but there's only 3 slots. Now Tim is going to come visit everyone in their hometowns, or, you know, where they're from when they went on the show. So Tim first starts off with Andy in Hawaii. Oh my God, is Hawaii not the most gorgeous place on earth? Tim was pretty scared of the fish. That was pretty funny. I was kind of worried for Tim though. I thought he was going to jump out of his suit. It's a whole Laos theme because that's where Andy's from, and he got fabrics from there, and he had to wait for a while because the fabrics, you know, took a while to make it to Hawaii, and he really didn't have a lot to show Tim. But I really liked what he did have to show Tim. He had some headpieces, and it was just really interesting. He better get to work though, because he only had 2 weeks before he had to be in New York. Alright, so Michael in Palm Springs, he was inspired by Sunset and Feathers, I think he said. He made 18 looks. Alright, that, according to Tim, is design diarrhea. Michael always makes way more than he needs, and then he edits down. I guess that's a good thing, because it's gotten him this far. I'm not quite sure what the history of Michael is. I don't like the last few seasons when they did the finales, because in the past, I really felt like they used to spend a lot more time on the families, and I really appreciated that more because it kind of gave me more insight into what their history was and how they became who they are as designers. So I'm not quite sure what Michael's past is. I'm assuming that he was married to a woman, and that's how he got his son, and then he divorced, and his family is not very accepting of him, and his partner is the one who's going to be accompanying him to Fashion Week. So there's a lot of upheaval in Michael's background there, so it's hard to say what's going on. Alright, Mondo, Tim visited him in Denver. His studio was amazing. It reminded me so much of what I want my house to be. Because it's not there yet, but I'm very similar in taste to Mondo. He was inspired by the Day of the Dead / clowns. 2 things you wouldn't exactly put together, but I love the screen prints that he did. I think he's putting them on a t-shirt dress, and I think it was on one of the bags that he made. And I really appreciated that he played the piano. I work at a piano and voice studio, and it's really, I love piano. So I really loved when he played the piano. And I love the story that he had about when he was a kid, he wasn't allowed to take piano lessons unless he played sports too. So that was really sweet. Gretchen, she is in Portland, Oregon. And when she returned from filming the first part of the show, her relationship had dissolved, and she had no money and no place to live. Yikes. Her designs started out as like a Western influence. When I say Western, I mean like cowboyish, and, you know, melded with some other cultural things going on. I don't know. I really didn't like her designs so much. Tim held up this diaper thing. It looked like a pair of old ladies' underwear from the year of the flood. And a lot of the stuff Tim said was costumey. I'm going to have to agree. Alright, so the designers arrive in New York City. Tim shows up with a velvet pouch, and of course everyone's like, what are you bringing that around for? Don't get nervous, kids. The Hilton just wants to treat you to a vacation each. So they had some really nice destinations there. But guess what? It is Project Runway. There is going to be a twist. You're going to have to create another look. It was just coming the next day. And you're going to have to present that look, which you have 2 days to do, with 2 of your looks from your collection. and you know, you got to submit it for prejudging. So like I said, they had 2 days, and Mondo's first dress was a fail. I was getting really nervous because when they showed his first dress, I was like, no, that is not good on any level. So the next day, he started over and he came up with a skirt and top. Much better, but I still didn't like the turquoise top. Michael, he was working up to the last minute because he was in a quandary. He really needed to get a make it work moment happen. Gretchen, she had her S together, I must say. And Andy, he had like this tiny green outfit with this amazing pleating that he did himself. That was quite an outfit. I could see a Barbie in that outfit. Tim's word of advice to Michael, don't choke. 2 words, actually. So it's time for the mini runway show, the prejudging runway show. No guest judge, just Michael Kors and Nina Garcia, and of course Heidi. So Andy, they liked his ruffles and pleating a lot, but they were like, why are you showing me a bikini and 2 evening looks? Where's the range here? The editing is poo-poo. Michael, he had that fringe outfit, the sexy one-shoulder gown, but everything was the same color, and that worried the judges because they thought, well, if he puts it all in the same color, then he thinks it's a collection. Gretchen, what was with her stuff? I mean, they all had like these wide hip things. I don't get it. And she really likes the velvet. Again, she was wearing a velvet outfit. And what was up with that boob jacket? It was like a pair of shorts with a men's like smoking type jacket belted over it with half the boobs hanging out. I don't get it. And Mondo, what can I say? Everything he had was fierce. He had wearable prints. They were separates, but they were still special and runway worthy. You know, Gretchen's were like, I could have gone into like Kohl's and probably found like similar stuff. Of course not as much as, you know, with the hips, but it reminded me of like Kohl's ladies section. Alright, chat with the judges. Who showed range, who took a risk, who did this, who did that. Well, the results are in. And so is Mondo. But they warned him don't go too far, and I'm going to have to disagree because I'd like to see Mondo go as far as he'd like, because why compromise? I mean, that's the point of being a designer, right? You got to put it all out there. Gretchen, she made it in the 2nd spot. They warned her, though, make it a little bit more special because it's very Kohl's. Well, they didn't say Kohl's, but that's what I think. All right, so Andy and Michael are left. Andy, you made some poor choices in deciding what outfits to show us. And the new look that you did was the favorite out of all of them, so step it up. And Michael, everything was monotone, like we said before. Alright, so Andy was in, Michael was out, and Michael took it incredibly hard. That was like the worst reaction I've ever seen of anybody ever getting either kicked off or losing, or he really took it hard. I think he's really got some issues with his family. He doesn't know how he's going to face his family, and I was just so upset for Michael because you could just see how much pain he was in because he just wants to please his family because apparently they've never been pleased by him, unfortunately. So that is really, really, really painful, and I can't imagine what he's going, well, I can kind of imagine what he's going through, but not at the level that he is. So I really feel for him. And next week, it's the finale. It's Fashion Week, Lincoln Center. Jessica Simpson is the guest judge. Oh boy. And it is the toughest decision in Project Runway history. I cannot wait. Till then, much love.